Welcome to the Addicted to DVC podcast, a deep dive into all things Disney Vacation Club. We share tips, tricks, and insider info, helping you make the most of your membership. Join us for the latest news, reviews, and interviews with DVC experts and enthusiasts. Whether you're a seasoned DVC member or considering your first contract, this podcast is for you. Now, here are your hosts, Mike Hurley and Gary Arruda.
Welcome to the Addicted to DVC podcast with Mike and Gary. This is episode 81, recorded in the DeFont Leroy Recording Studios in Sarasota, Florida, and Cranston, Rhode Island. I'm your host, Mike in Florida, joined by my cousin and co-host, Gary, up in Rhode Island. Mr. Arruda, good evening.
Hey, what's going on, Pards?
Not too much.
Not much?
Not really, no. We're recording episode 81. I think you're busy at hand right now looking at famous 81s.
Yeah, I think the first one that jumped to my mind was Tim Brown for the Raiders, right?
Tim Brown, yep.
Famous
Was he a Heisman Trophy winner with Notre Dame?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe you're right.
Yeah.
Terrell Owens was 81.
T.O. was 81, so we're stellar wide receivers right now.
Calvin Johnson for the Detroit Lions, number 81.
You forget how many good position players that organization had for such a terrible organization.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
I mean, one of the best, the best running back of all time. I mean, I don't even think that.
Potentially, yeah, it's arguable. I would argue yes, I agree with you. Walter Payton, you could make an argument for. But
yeah, I mean, you can look at longevity because I would put Bo Jackson right up there, even though he had a short career. These guys were just freaks.
Yeah. And then if you want to look at longevity, Emmitt Smith, he just played forever.
He did.
But, yeah, that's pretty... I mean, nothing... Not great 81s, though. I mean, like, not a ton of great 81s, I should say. Drops off pretty good after Calvin Johnson, but... I mean, Calvin Johnson, again, he played short. He retired early, too.
Was that a Detroit thing as well?
Yeah, I think he retired at like 31 years old or something like that.
That's a terrible organization, isn't it?
They've never had a good quarterback. Well, I mean, Stafford, I guess, but...
Worse than the Jets?
No.
You think the Jets are worse?
Yeah.
Like of all time?
Yes.
No.
I think I'd rather be a Lions fan than a Jets fan. For the
right
last
now
40,
you would.
For my lifetime, for the last 40 years, yeah.
I don't know. They were terrible for a long time.
Yeah, but the Jets were never good. It's not like the Jets had a run.
Jets went to 3 AFC championship games in my lifetime.
I mean, Detroit was in the NFC championship last year.
Yeah, and then what was last playoff appearance?
Yeah, they've made a few now.
I think they're the worst. Who was that guy? He was a general manager and he was an announcer for a long time.
Matt Millen.
He was terrible. They gave him usually you ruin an organization, you get fired. They just let him continue ruining it.
Yeah, he just kept drafting wide receivers.
He couldn't draft. It was awful.
They were pretty bad. Wayne Fontes.
Oh,
and they always played on Thanksgiving, and it was always a miserable game. They were terrible.
Oh, they'd play at the Pontiac Silverdome when I was a kid.
A miserable place to watch a game.
That looks like a miserable place. I almost bought the place.
The whole Pontiac Silverdome?
Yeah, I think the county was giving it away for $1.
Yeah.
I just don't think I was going to be able to probably pay the taxes on
the
that.
The taxes might have been a little bit of a hurdle.
We could get a group and have some good indoor football games, some two-hand touch, flag football games at the Pontiac Silverdome.
Yeah, you just owe a few $100,000 in taxes every year, that's all.
Maybe put a hardwood floor down, be Bill Lambert, posing at Bill Lambert. Oh, that place was a gem when the Detroit Pistons used to play there.
Oh, they played in the Silverdome?
Yeah, they used to play in the Silverdome.
With 50,000 people, or they close off most of it?
They'd close it off.
Yeah.
Oh, back in the days with Bill Lambert, yeah.
That's miserable.
Yeah, because the Palace was still relatively new, and then them and the Wings played, I think, in 2 separate arenas, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, you're right. Joe Louis Arena was the Detroit Red
Joe
Wings,
Louis Arena,
they
and
played
the Palace at Auburn Hills. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, back in the 80s, they used to play, because you'll see, some of those good Detroit teams, you'll see, that
The
banner
curtain.
behind.
Yeah.
I think wasn't it San Antonio used to play in a big facility, I believe.
Oh, in the Alamo Dome?
I believe they yeah.
That could be, yeah.
Boy, I'm really nerding out, aren't I?
Yeah, let's get into the topic here. What do we got this week?
We're going to talk. We're always talking contracts. By the way, my Grand Cal, I've been keeping an eye on this.
Okay.
It went down $2. It's still not there. It's been at $260 for 2 months.
Which one? I thought you said it got offered. Which one are we talking about?
Nah, there's a 100-pointer now. Remember you said that was too many for me.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think that was an option.
Oh, yeah, there's a 100-pointer. I convinced her into renting out points or selling points. And I looked at historicals, and a 5-pointer on Bobby's website it's got to be like a 24 or 240 a point. That's what the 100-pointers are going for.
Okay.
And some of these are actually loaded. So, I mean, to drop it $2, they're still not serious.
Why don't you just offer 240?
It did go up to 3 points, or 3 stars rather.
If they're dropping it, they might be listening to offers.
So Kristen's up in Rhode Island. I just
Yeah.
dropped her off at the airport a couple hours ago. And I said, what are you going to do when I text you? And I say, not one, but we have 2 offers right now.
Oh, you're going to have multiple offers in?
Yeah, she gave me a dirty look because I still have my eyes on Saratoga. Anyway, so we're talking. This will be another good topic. Our top 5 resorts that we'd like to have in our portfolio. But I thought this week we could talk about 5 resorts we will probably never hit the send button on for an offer.
Yeah, no, that's a good topic. I think we have done the top 5 resort topic.
But
before.
they change almost on a daily basis.
I mean, we could do it once a year just to see if we're at the same place. I don't disagree with that. But I think we have done that. I don't think we've done the bottom 5, though.
No, I don't think so either. Do you have yours ranked?
I do, as a matter of fact.
Oh,
I do.
Okay.
Would you like me to start?
Yeah, why don't you start?
So, number 5 is Randy Moss. He wore number 81 when he played for Oh, I'm just kidding. Sorry. Let's see, that's a callback there, parts. My number 5, the one... So this is one that I would not want, but it's the one that I would most likely of these 5 get in the portfolio. Does that make sense? That's the right way I'm doing it, correct?
Say that again, Parts.
So my number 5 is the most likely of the least likely ones, right? This could sneak into my portfolio potentially because it's
correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I have it in the correct order. I'm going to start with Old Key West.
Okay.
And I'll give you my reasons. There's 2 big ones. The first one's the expiration date of 2042. I know you like 2042.
I do.
For me, if everything's equal, I'd rather have a longer deed. And then the dues, $11.21 a point right now is pretty high. And the price per point isn't low enough to justify it. You can get cheaper resorts on Disney property. You could buy into a longer contract for less per point with a similar due or lower dues. So, and I don't like it. I don't like Old Key West that much, and you don't need an 11-month booking window there. There's not a lot. It would be a sleep around, and it's not the best sleep around. So for me, I don't think Old Key West will ever make it into my portfolio.
I have that as my number 5 as well.
Okay.
Because we had talked about it as a sleep around contract in the past. But for the fact that it sells for just a few dollars cheaper than Saratoga is a deal breaker for me. Because between the dues and only saving a few bucks a point, Saratoga comes in number 1 all day long. As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, for me, we both like Saratoga a lot better than we like Old Key West. I don't think either of us hate Old Key West. I just
No,
like
I don't-
Saratoga a lot better.
I don't hate it. Kristen was very, very underwhelmed the first time we stayed there. It was the first and only for her.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just
I mean, I
I
wouldn't
talked
mind
about it
a Grand
before
Villa
being a
there or
Florida
something.
boy. What's that?
I wouldn't mind a Grand Villa there or something like that.
No, they're very inexpensive. And like we said, we love the one bedrooms.
They're big. It's huge.
If you were a local here, you would definitely cruise up there and go watch a UConn game in that one bedroom and cook and drink beers, couldn't you?
Absolutely. And again, I'm not saying it's bad. I just like Saratoga so much better than Old Key West personally that for a similar price point, a longer deed, and a cheaper due, there's no reason for me to get an Old Key West.
Agreed.
It sounds like you're in similar. Plus, the
And those
studios there
54s are
stink.
expensive.
Yeah, those cost a lot more.
Or the 56, I forget which.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
They extended them out. I mean, their villa parts is 2,375 square feet.
2,300. That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy.
And it's a beautiful room, too.
They're gorgeous. It's
two
multiple
level.
stories. Yeah,
Really, really. Is it 3 or 2?
2 levels, I believe.
2 levels. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, the refurb they did is nice. There's nothing wrong with the resort. I don't think any of the resorts are bad. But guess what? We could rent those with our Saratoga points because you don't need an 11-month contract at Old Key West.
That is correct.
So I'd much rather own there at Saratoga. All right. So number 4 on my list.
Mm-hmm.
This I know. I can guarantee this will not make your list of your bottom 5. And I'm talking about the Grand Californian. I just can't justify the price. Because I don't desire to go to California as often as you do.
Okay.
It's a once every 10-year thing for me because I enjoy going to Florida. You live in Florida, so California has more of a draw to you. I understand why you like it. I understand why it's high on your list. For me, it just doesn't do the trick. It's gorgeous. Again, not saying it's a bad resort. I just can never see myself making an offer there for $250 a point or whatever it is. I'd buy in direct somewhere before I did a resale for $250.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see.
So it's strictly a price thing for me.
Yeah.
It's nothing else. Just I don't plan to go to California very often, and the price is way too high.
Isn't it amazing, though, the supply and demand, how it works?
Yeah.
How this is more expensive than any direct contract there is out there.
Right.
There is just, they don't have any hotel rooms. Every time I click right now, because I'm looking at every use share, there is 19 contracts right now for every use share.
Wow.
Now, if you were to look at Saratoga, you're looking at 160, 180.
Yeah. There's a lot less points available.
Way less points.
Yeah.
And the other thing I think is interesting, because I love numbers, is that over half the points for Grand Cal are in the June use year. Whereas in Orlando,
really?
the June use year isn't the most popular use year. I think that's fascinating, too.
That is interesting. So listen to this. We have 23 studios, 23 one-bedrooms,
Yeah.
23 two-bedrooms, which I don't know if they're all lock-offs or not.
If they're all that number, right?
Yeah, so I don't know if there's any dedicateds, and then there's only 2 grand villas.
And that, I mean, that's really on the small side, too.
Yeah. Their grand villa is actually bigger than the Old Key West, 2462 square feet.
Yeah, I've looked at videos at that. That's pretty crazy. You just overlooking Grand California Adventure.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That must cost $1 million points a night, huh? But, I mean, if the 2 bedrooms are lock-offs, that means there's really only 50 rooms available.
Well, what'd you say? They were 22 total, so
23
they
studios.
could theoretically book 22 2 bedrooms, correct?
And then you'd have no studios and no 1 bedrooms.
Yep.
Because it's 23, 23, 23, and 2. So that means
23.
there's 46 plus the 2, so there's 48 rooms. Or there could only be 25 if all the 2 bedrooms get booked.
That's crazy.
Unless they're dedicated. I don't know if they are. I could look it up. It just doesn't say it on Bobby's site. It just gives you the number.
Well, they couldn't be dedicated because then
They could
they wouldn't have a studio. Because a dedicated, you don't have an in and out from the outside.
Right, but it's just a 2-bedroom. That's what a dedicated is. So you could still sell the 1 bedrooms and the studios separate.
Oh, I see. Yep. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't think that's the case, though.
So that's my reasoning for my number 4. What do you have for your number 4?
My number 4 is the Polynesian villas and bungalows.
Okay. Why is that? I'm curious. Your reason.
I've already got a monorail resort.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need another one, and Kristen and I agreed. You could see someday maybe getting a small contemporary if there was a crazy deal just for an 11-month, just to fart around and go up there for an overnight or a weekend and just hang up at Top of the World Lounge, go to Steakhouse 71. That Bay Lake Tower was never high on my list, but now it's creeping up. I really like it. Probably the new refurbishment, but I think it's a great adults resort.
Bay Lake, yeah.
Bay Lake, just the food and beverage options. So
Yeah,
I just, the Poly's fine. It just, I haven't stayed there. We stayed there on a cash stay years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't stayed there on our DVC points. I don't foresee us staying anytime soon at the Polynesian. It's just one of those resorts.
That's actually my number 3 as well. Is the Poly.
And why is that?
Just cost again. The price per point is high. And the points per room are super high, so you don't get a good bang for your buck if you're using it for the 11-month advantage, which is helpful there. It's certainly a good 11-month resort. I just feel like it costs a lot. And if I'm going to spend that much, I'd probably rather have like Riviera or Grand Floridian. You know, if I'm going to spend that many points to stay in a room, I don't want it to be there. I'll stay there eventually for a couple nights here or there, but I don't know. It's just not my thing. I could potentially see this as a more attractive direct purchase with the right incentives, oddly enough, as opposed to a resale.
I mean,
because you don't get a huge break on the resale there, and the points for the room are high.
They're creeping down. When they first
opened the tower, they
first
went up
rumors about the tower being in the same association. Remember, it was like $190.
Yeah.
And the direct at the time was in the low, like $205 or $210 for $20. It's just kind of similar to my Grand Floridian for $4,000. If you're going to buy there, you have to go direct.
Yeah, you're right. They've creeped back down, but they've still.
What are they now, into the 60s?
Probably. I haven't looked in a while.
I want to say, like, you're looking at $165 for a decent size, like a 100, 150.
Yeah, I'm seeing 183, 175, 159 for a 100-pointer that's stripped, 165 for a 100-pointer that's stripped.
Yeah.
160 for a 500-pointer.
It's still expensive, isn't it?
Yeah. That's really my biggest hesitation with that. You know, if I'm going to spend 30 grand on a contract, I'm gonna try to get a direct one, or spend a little more to get the direct at that point.
Yeah. Yep, I hear you.
All right, so that's we have similar reasons, I think. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is the Beach Club.
Okay, interesting.
It's I think it's the most expensive contract. Based on number of years, annual dues. If I'm going to get a 2042, it's Boardwalk.
Yeah.
All day and twice on Sunday. I have fallen in love with Boardwalk. I mean, for you being a points miser, they probably have the best points on property for what you're getting.
Yeah.
To be able to get into a studio resort view for, I believe, 9 points.
Yeah, at its lowest.
Is their lowest. I was there around Christmas time for 11. And I just think for the bang for the buck, I don't think it's that much of a step down from the Beach Club.
The dues aren't bad, though, at Beach Club.
No, the dues aren't bad.
They're under 10. And I'm seeing point 150 for a 120-pointer. You can get them
relatively high, especially for something that's going to expire in a few years.
Oh, I don't disagree. It did not make my list, but it's probably closer to the list than off of it. You know what I mean? Honorable mention for this list.
Now, if you were to buy a Crescent Lake contract, would it be Boardwalk, or would you just pay the extra bucks because your wife and kids like Beach Club?
So, I don't think it's as difficult to get Beach Club as people say. To get a room there at 7 months.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. You were able to wait list, but they do have a very small inventory.
Yeah, but if you're doing 1 bedrooms, those are the least desirable. I feel like they're a little easier to get.
A little.
Yeah, I'd probably... So my wife is convinced she does not like Boardwalk. I think we need to stay there first to try to get her on that train.
Yeah. If she's never stayed, we can't say that at this point. I don't believe.
Now, can I be a weasel and say Riviera's a Crescent Lake resort because of the Skyliner?
I call it a Crescent Lake. I call it an Epcot resort. Absolutely.
Because I'd be more willing to do there because you can get in there for a steal, a very long expiration date, nice dues.
Yeah.
But if you're saying between the 2042s, I'm leaning Boardwalk, but I could be tucked into Beach Club. Because their chart is very friendly as well, Beach Club. Not as friendly as
Beach
Boardwalk,
Club has a nice chart.
but it's a very friendly chart. You could get into a studio at its cheapest rate for $14. Points, rather. Like you said, Boardwalk, 9. That's still a big difference. 5 a night is a big difference.
That's a huge difference.
But 14's still really good.
14's very good. My problem is I feel that you're paying for the pool.
Yeah, of course.
And that's fine, but is it five a night? No, never.
You see, it's a perfect split stay resort.
You're saying you would be willing to do a split stay and just go right across the street?
Oh, anywhere. I'm like, Beach Club's perfect for 2-3 nights, and you just
I
hammer
follow
the
what
pool.
you're saying. I thought you meant Boardwalk and Beach Club, but you're talking Animal Kingdom Lodge Beach Club.
Or Saratoga Beach Club, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep, 100%. All right, my number 2 is I'm going off property, and I am moving southeast to Vero Beach. Despite the contracts being practically given away at this point, they're still not very attractive, are they?
I don't know. It didn't make my list, so...
I just can't... The math doesn't work out. The math ain't mathing on these. for $14.89 per point for dues. I mean, I think I sent you a contract with $32 a point recently. But it's still...
That's hard to turn down, isn't
it?
The
math still doesn't work out.
Oh, I can make that thing work out for the $3,400 for a beautiful 100-pointer.
I don't think you can.
Oh.
Not with those dues. The dues are too high. Again, though, this is part of... If you were going to stay there once or twice a year, then the dues are worth it because you're staying there, you get the room you want at the 11-month. For me, Vero Beach might be once every 3 to 5 years. It's not worth it for me to have...
To be paying the dues.
Paying the dues to use them as sleep-around points for most of the time. So it's a different way of doing it, and that's why it just isn't... Right now, I can't see it ever being in my portfolio. As much as I wouldn't mind having it, because it is tempting when you see those low points.
It really
price
is.
Per point. But $15 is a lot. That adds up quick.
Yeah, I mean, you got 100 points, $1,500 a year. That's...
Yeah, it adds up quick.
100 change a month. Yeah, it's expensive. The reason it stayed in my potential is because we really want to do those cottages.
Again, for you, I could see it. You do it differently than I do. It makes it. You can make that math work.
And but the problem, we want to go. We could go once a year as well. She loves it there, but you can still get out. You can still get there at 7 months. You only need the 11-month for those cottages if you want to burn it around Thanksgiving, which is when we definitely love to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great. I'm gonna go there eventually, so it's not a indictment on the resort. It's just not meant to be. Not yet. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Copper Creek.
Okay, you've always had kind of a hair across your orifice for Copper Creek.
I just don't like converted hotel rooms.
Yeah, even though
I
you're
don't
home.
like Pine Key at the Grand Floridian. I think it is just lazy and cheap. And unfortunately, that's probably the way that they're going to go moving forward.
Well, I don't know. They're building Lakeshore Lodge.
Yeah,
they built
they
a
are
new
building
tower
that
for
because they don't
Polynesian.
have a standalone right now.
Yeah.
At Fort Wilderness. It's so easy just for them to throw a fresh coat of paint, change the bedding, and...
There's nowhere else for them to do that right now.
Well, I mean, theoretically, you could do a little bit more of the poly. Most of that is still DVC. Their studios, because they turned their studios years ago into DVC.
Right. I don't disagree that there's spots, but they still need to have rooms. They can't just turn every deluxe room into a DVC.
You sell out every freaking resort, and you don't no longer have to do the 30% off. Kids eat free, all that nonsense.
Yeah, I guess.
I want them to turn the values into DVC. That's so beautiful.
Now, I could potentially see them knocking on Coronado's door and saying, "Hey, Grand Destino Tower, guess what? You're all DVC rooms right now."
Little 5-pointer at Pop Century. That would be hard to turn down, wouldn't it?
I mean, the maintenance would be low on that. It'd be like $3 a point.
Can you imagine that?
You don't even have a balcony.
Going on a week vacation for like 23 points.
Where you staying?
Problem is now you really don't need that 5th contract.
I'm staying at a 3-bedroom
Like you cannot
villa
explain
Art
that
of
point
Innovation.
charts to the wife, can you?
No.
Yeah, but I always like popping. How much cheaper is it? Never mind.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I'm a Boulder Ridge. I love Boulder Ridge, even though I've never stayed there. I love the rooms. I love the resort. I love that quiet little lobby that they have. There's nothing better than a standalone DVC resort,
Building
is
like
there?
that? No, it's
I do.
nice. I think that's why I like Kidani so much, because you get the advantage of the full resort, and that's how Boulder Creek feels. Same kind of... You get its own dedicated lobby, quiet, away from everything, feels special, and then you can still take advantage of the full resort as well.
I was never a Kidani fan just because those rooms were brutal.
Oh, they're so nice now, aren't
for
they?
the longest time. Now they're arguably the best rooms on property. I'm with you. I do like that little separation.
Mm-hmm.
I like their pool and their pool bar, which we frequented, I think, quickly when we all stayed there.
Their pool bar is way better than the Jumbo pool bar.
I agree.
Way
I
better.
agree.
The pool's better, I think, at Kidani.
I think it's better. And you know what? I like being with my kind of people, if you know what I mean.
With the DVC people.
Yeah.
Because when you're staying at Jumbo House, that's the cheapest deluxe, so you're almost getting into moderate category there.
You're staying with the likes of your sister.
Yeah.
You know, she's doing well. She's still not in, our W-2 category, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She doesn't listen. She hasn't listened in 30 years. Neither do your parents, so I can offend everybody I want.
That's true.
But when I'm talking about, like, our likes, I don't mean snobby people, because DVC people are not snobby, and they're not rich. They're extending every cent they have to buy these stupid contracts.
I mean, there might be some people that have, like, 2,130 points that might be rich, but we can get...
Yeah. But the regular schmoes like me, you, and Cabot,
yeah. If you're under 500, I don't think that
you're just a regular schmo. But I just like you know when you take that bus, and it usually goes from the park, and then it goes to Kidani first, turns around, goes back to Jumbo. But you can tell the DVC people, can't you?
Usually, yeah.
They're all coming back. They're going to go for a swim. They've been at the parks for 2 hours, and they're done with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that.
But that's high on my list now. That oh my God, they knocked that out, didn't they?
Yeah, they definitely did.
That refurbishment.
All right, back to Copper Creek. This is number 2 on your do not buy list.
That's correct.
Basically just because of the rooms, right?
That's all it is. That's all it is. And to be quite honest, I don't need 11 months to book at the cabins.
No,
because
that's
if
true.
I ever stayed at the cabins, it would be a Joe Quat where I have points that I have to burn.
Right. Those cabins are the nicest.
Or the two of us are into our 4th and 5th contracts, and we want to split cabins for both of our.
Now let's think about this for a second while we're talking about. Unless this could be a topic for another day. Maybe let's put a pin in it. We'll take this off here because I think this could be a good topic for another show.
Okay.
I'll send it to you after. I don't want to spoil anything. All right. I'm going to get to... yeah, you're right, though. The cabins you can usually find. I don't think they sell those out often. My number 1 that I was not in my radar for my portfolio is the Disneyland Hotel. I don't like the tax thing they did. It's expensive. The dues are relatively high for a new resort. It's already over 10.54. You have to pay that transient tax thing, which isn't cheap. It's not like the Alani one that's relatively cheap. It actually adds up. How much you paid? A decent amount, right? Like $250, $300 for your couple nights.
No, I don't
there?
know if it was that much because we were only there for 3 nights.
But I thought it was like $20 a point or something.
Was it really?
You
can pull that up because I'm going to talk about. I'll keep us going because that is my number 1 as well.
Okay.
The villas at Disneyland Hotel, and I've gone back and forth. For the price, it's good. I don't think everybody needs a West Coast contract, but a lot of people do. But I just know that there is going to come a time and day that I am going to purchase Grand Californian. Therefore, Disneyland is definitely out.
Yeah. Yeah,
but it's a nice resort. When we stayed in January, we got in there for 15 points, I want to say.
That low?
Yeah.
I'll look at the chart in a second, but...
maybe 17, but it was definitely under 20.
I was way off on the thing. It's about $3 a point for the transient tax.
If we're at 15, you're looking at just on $45, $47 times. So $1.50 or so. You weren't far off.
Yeah.
And you know what? That sucks.
Yeah.
And I know that they could have rolled it in, and I think their thinking was, which is fair, that I don't think Disneyland owners should have to absorb all the Anaheim taxes. So
Right.
if you're staying there on your Animal Kingdom Lodge points, you're not paying if they rolled all those fees into annual dues.
Right.
Because that's how...
I would have to pay that. I get what you're saying. 100%.
Right, so if I own there, now I'm basically subsidizing you
To stay there.
So it's a fairer thing.
Right.
I couldn't imagine owning at a place. And on top of your dues, now every time you stay at the Grand Floridian, I have to put $160 on a credit card? That's crazy to me.
Especially if you stay in like a 1 or 2 bedroom.
Yeah.
Because you're right. The chart there is not bad. In January, a studio is 13 to 19, depending on the view. 28 to 37 during Christmas. They're most expensive, so it's not outlandish. They do have the duo studios as well, which you can get for as low as 10.
Yep.
During January. 1 bedroom in January is only 30 points per night.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's not bad.
It's really not bad. The problem with that resort, too, is that their lousy view is a lousy view. You're looking at telephone wires and people's backyards because it's overlooking a busy road.
Yeah, that's true. And there's no balconies, right?
On very select, there's actually a couple like on those dual studios, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
And I think on some of the 1 bedrooms, it's hit or miss, but there are balconies, but it's not consistent. And that's a no bueno for me.
Yeah,
that's why
one of the
Grand
best
Californian is ahead of Disneyland.
Well, especially if you stay at the Grand Cal and you have a view out into the theme park. Imagine if you didn't have a balcony.
That would suck, wouldn't it?
That's like a huge advantage for that. Yeah, I wouldn't mind staying there at some point. Obviously, it's not in my, I'm not able to with a resale contract.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting about that.
It's just not something that I wouldn't be able to take advantage of it enough to own there. Same with Grand California, but I'd rather have Grand Cal than the Disneyland. If you said I had to own one of the California resorts, I would rather have Grand Cal.
Correct.
Again, probably mostly for the resale restrictions. Although you would never use your Grand Cal points outside of Grand Cal, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
You wouldn't. But at the end of the day, if you had to, if we couldn't rent our points, at least I have the opportunity to use it somewhere in Orlando and not lose them.
Yeah, that's true. Any final thoughts?
No, not really.
We had a decent amount of crossover, but a couple different ones.
Yeah.
I think we covered it pretty well.
I agree.
All right, why don't you bring us home?
All right. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at DVC Addicts. Email the show info@addictedtodvc.com and join our Facebook group, DVC Addicts. For my cousin and co-host Gary in Rhode Island, I'm Mike in sunny Southwest Florida. Thanks for listening. We'll talk again next week.
Thank you for listening to the Addicted to DVC podcast with Mike and Gary. We want to hear from you. Email us at info@addictedtodvc.com and follow us on all socials at DVC Addicts. We appreciate you being a part of our DVC community, and we'll see you again on our next episode. Thanks again for listening, and welcome home.